higher in the lap and grab lower than comfortable and lean back. You're almost going to have to lean back and lay the heavier weight on your chest just to get a better grip. So there's a little give and take here, but if you can't hold onto the bag, it's your only option once the arms go.
Here comes Ellie Turner just trying to finish the final few steps. And has the bag down again with that Roosevelt bag is modeled to mimic the shape of the famous Roosevelt stone in Iceland. You often see that. 5 women have finished. For the men,
I like what Zanoni has done with his bag is get it vertical to try to get his arms underneath it, but you got to get him under to start before we can get the bag up to the waist and hopefully slide those hands under just a little bit.
But I mean, look at the wreckage on these steps.
Here comes Sydney Mikulishin as 13 men have come across the finish line. Mikulishin is in. Alex Kazan coming across the finish as well. Sola Segura is in for the women. With Travis Mayer for the men, who had the fastest time at 32:16.22 seconds. And Sayer Kaya at the last second, passing Ellie Turner for the win for the women with a time of 39 minutes 17.62 seconds.
And when you see a finish like that between Turner and Kaya, a lot of times you can allude it to, say, a handstand walk to the finish, when there's elements of unbroken distances, and say you fail and you have to come back, and the panic of knowing you have to rest and recover and feeling the pack start to catch you. The same thing here on the back. If you're at a point of failure and fatigue, you're going to have to try to sit there and wait longer than you want to because of the race around you. You can pick up a bag too soon and it have disastrous effects for you on the back half.
And that's what fatigue does. Fatigue actually messes with your mental acuity, your strategic thinking. You think you're making sound choices, but your fatigue gets in the way. And that's why athletes make bad mistakes under fatigue. They're just not in the right frame of mind.
And I think they're so used to using barbells, kettlebells, and dumbbells where it's like, if it's towards the end, I'm getting tired, I can still gut it out. I can still outrace someone if I have the desire to. Not with failure movements. And a back carry is one of those failure movements like handstand walks, handstand push-ups, even ring muscle-ups to a certain extent.
That's correct. I mean, once the wheels fall off, you're just trying to wrap your head around and going, what am I doing wrong? How do I fix this problem? Unfortunately, the damage has created this level of misjudgment.
Colton Burns is making his way across the finish line. We've seen Twitter Magnick, Imai House, and Andre Uday, Georgios Karabas, and now Mertens finish for the men. For the women, Freya Moosbrugger finished after Alex Kazan. Michelle Moran and Victoria Campos coming in as we are getting set for the start of heat number 2, where the women to get 20 women and 20 men on the field at the same time. Cara Saunders in lane 2 did this event, the Burton Run in 2013. She finished in 9th. And Laura Horvath is in lane number 18. And this is an event that reminds you a little bit of that battleground event that she won her rookie year back in 2018.
She can move implements really well in the strongman portion, but she's also a very underrated runner. She does it a lot and she does it often, and she also does it well. So Laura Horvath's skill set is set up well for this event.
On the men's side, overall leader Ricky Garrard will be in lane 10. Oldest Ubnix, we saw him do very well in the running portion yesterday of event number 2. Jeff Adler will be in lane 13. He took 8th in that running toes bar event last year. There's Roman Krennikov, who is right now in 3rd place overall.
Just 6 points out of 2nd. All athletes nearly 70 points out of 1st from Ricky Garrard. And when you look at your top 5, Garrard, Medeiros, Krennikov, Jukic, and Vellner, is that all of those athletes you just listed have a great opportunity to win this event. And when you're starting with the 20 pig flips, we saw that you can actually use your strengths if that's the athlete you are, based on how Danny Spiegel finished the first event. So if you're looking to win, or at least be in the top 5, there's really no room to pace. There's really nowhere you can take off. You don't want to redline too soon, but I think there's enough time on the run that you can push a little bit harder here. Take the time to recover, right? We got those 2 loops really around the RV park, back in until we hit the straightaways. Is that you have the opportunity, but you got to ride the line, and that's what we're talking about, is living on that edge. Living on that edge of right below red line before you tip the scales into the red that we saw the Husafeld back carrying. But at the end, it's all about grit. What we saw is intelligent grit. It's not just about try hard, but it's about try hard at the right time and the right moments.
There's Tia Toomey making the turn on the pig. We also saw Laura Horvath and Amanda Barnhart out towards the front.
But look to her left, Sean. Haley Adams is going flip for flip with Tia Toomey. And if Haley can get to the run at near the same time, there's no telling how that's going to shake out.
Let's go down to Mike Arsenault, who is there in the North Park.
Well, the second heat of athletes were able to watch the first heat go through what, Chris, you described aptly as carnage. So my question, Chris, is there anything that you saw in the first heat that if you had a chance to speak to these 2 athletes before this event started, that would change your mind in terms of strategy, either pacing, how they approach the pig, the run, or the final 2 strongman elements at the Capitol?
So I spoke with a lot of women before this event, and they had no idea how difficult that Husafeld bag would be. And what you saw watching the women is that's the real deal. That portion of this workout is going to be a challenge. And so they're rethinking their strategy right now and recognizing that's where this workout actually is going to be make or break.
Roman Krenikoff and Jason Hopper, the first 2 men out onto the run, and Amanda Barnhart is first for the women.
Oh boy, poor Jason, he thought he was in front. Next thing you know, what do you see?
Roman Krenikoff, making his first in-person appearance here at the CrossFit Games. He's qualified every year since 2018. He was able to compete in stage 1 in 2020, but this year he finally gets to the United States to compete in person. He is not disappointed, and bonus for him, and we mentioned this a couple times already, got to meet his newborn son for the first time this past week.
That's a different kind of motivation that you can't really put into words.
So if Jason can sit off of Roman's shoulder and stay there, eventually they'll start working like what we saw with Jonakowski and Justin Medeiros in the pace line on that bike event. There is a significant advantage by them running as a pair versus individually. Jason's just got to stay there, and like you said so correct yesterday, or that bike event, Chase, that when they break the elastic, unfortunately, Jason Hopper's going to fall off the back, but he can't allow it to happen. Wow, that is a move with some authority, right? There's Jason Hopper establishing his will and saying, let's go.
I think Rowan would be okay with that bet. And you were talking about Rowan being a rookie this year, 4 years, really qualifying for this. Is I see a lot of that success we've seen, say, Brent Frykowski's first year. He was always knocking on the door, but you knew he always had the talent to succeed here in the game. So he may be a rookie, but it's no surprise to see his performance so far.
Tia Toomey was about 40 seconds behind Amanda Barnhart and 25 seconds behind Laura Horvath off of the pig and onto the run.
Well, we know from the bike event that Haley Adams, the way she pulled away from Tia is not intimidated. And so if it's side by side, it's not going to be something where Haley is going to be intimidated. Haley is an incredible runner. The longer it is for Haley, the better she is. For most of the people watching, Haley, for fun, will go out and do a 10-mile run. And I don't know of many people in this field that voluntarily, when they can't come up with a better run workout, I'm just going to go put in 10.
Yeah, I love what you said about confidence, is that, you know, if I'm running side by side with someone that I know is a better runner than me, I have no confidence in trying to keep pace with them.
Lazar Jukic was back there behind the leaders. Ricky Garrard was up there as well. So it's Krenikov, Hopper, Garrard, Jukic. For the women right now, it's Barnhart, Adams, Laura Horvath. There's Gabby McGowa, and Brooke Wells is in front of her. Tia Toomey right back there. I believe that is Saxon Panchik.
And I just saw Justin Medeiros. He's probably 100 meters behind Tia. Justin's a good runner.
And Emma Lawson is now just leaving the stadium. She's about 90 seconds behind Toomey, and Toomey's trying to track her down for second place, only 4 points behind Lawson. There is Justin Medeiros, and overall leader Mal O'Brien. Emma McQuaid there on the left as well. Willie George is next to Justin Medeiros. Noah Olsen with the hat, Danielle Brandon. Top time for the women, 39 minutes, 17.62 seconds. That belongs to Sarah Kaya. For the men, it's Travis Mayer, 32 minutes, 16.22 seconds. And Jason Hopper leads early here over Roman Krenikov to complete that loop around the bike course, and then they will make the turn and head out towards
Behind Ellie Turner off the pig flips alone. And we just see it's like, you know, that carry is going to be the make or break. If these athletes are all in a pack within 30 to 60 seconds of each other, they still have a chance.
I think Kaylee Adams is going to come off this run front. That's my prediction. Because these guys, you know what, they look good, but they don't look as comfortable. When we take a look at Haley when she comes into picture, what we're going to find is that's what you should be looking like. Watch her. She's going to, there she is.
Upper right-hand part of your screen is Haley Adams.
And just watch how light she is on her feet. She's running on the balls of her foot. And what we know now after watching that first heat, those last 2 movements, you are going to be heel striking, heel strike, heel strike. So right now, Haley landing on the ball of her foot, she's activating her quads, preserving those hamstrings, which is going to come in handy at the tail end of this workout. Yeah, my bet, I mean, she really does look solid here.
Got her first career event win in the opening event here on Wednesday. She's running with Jeff Adler.
And Jeff Adler's a great runner. Jeff Adler is a, 5-12 miler. And he puts in volume. They should, if they can, work as a team.
Roman Krenikov and Jason Hopper are just a bit ahead of the pace from Travis Mayer. It's still early, but they're about 5 seconds ahead of Travis Mayer's pace at this point. Haley Adams is well ahead of Ellie Turner's time after 1 mile, 23 seconds ahead of Ellie Turner at this point.
A lot of people, they struggle with being in front. They really have a hard time. How do you know that you're not going too fast?